Hi, my name is Alex, and this is my BMGT438 final project. The data that I worked with is from data.gov, which is a database of government open data. This particular set looked at compiled complaints about financial services and products. The data looks at a multitude of variables, including the date received, product or service, company, state, zip code, methods of submission, date sent, whether there was a timely response, and complaint ID. We'll be looking at the type of product or service the complaint was about. So it includes consumer loans, credit reporting, debt collections, and a few more. We'll also be looking at this method of submission, such as email, fax, phone call, postal mail, referral, or web. Next, we'll use whether there was a timely response to answer the research question. This variable is answered in yes or no. While there is no definition of what is considered a timely response, we can assume that it's standard relative across all points. The research question is looking at how these variables affect each other. Specifically, is there a relationship between response timeliness with the product and method of complaint submission during the years 2012-2014? My hypothesis is that the response time is affected by product type and method of submission. Since the variables are categorical, we'll be using logistical regression to determine if there is a relationship or not. The null hypothesis is that there is no relationship between the variables. To begin, we want to clean up the data so that we can easily find the data statistics that we need. First, we'll be looking at data only from 2012 to 2014 because the existing data for 2011 and 2015 are incomplete. This way, we can look at an entire 3 years worth of data to make a representative analysis. Next, we will define the data to have only the variables that we need. Since we're only looking at the product type, method, and time of response, we create a new spreadsheet containing only these variables. Then, to make the data model, since we're looking at a time of response as the dependent variable, we transform the yeses and nos into binary 1 or 0, with yes being 1 and no being 0. Now, we're ready to model. Using the command for logistical regression modeling, we get this big chart of coefficients and p-values. The coefficients represent the amount of impact the particular variable has on the final result, and since generally these coefficients are close to 0, we can infer that the variables do not significantly impact the final result. Next, the intercept is a little under 1, which means that regardless of what the factors are, there will most likely be a timely response. Now, the two things that I noticed that we can look into were the services credit reporting and debt collection. The t-value for credit reporting was positive and significantly greater than the other t-values, while the t-value for debt collection was smallest. I then looked at the data points that were about these two variables in particular. For credit reporting, the ratio of submission methods was pretty standard relative to the entire dataset, but the mean of timely responses was closest to 1. This means that for this particular service, there will nearly always be a timely response at a rate more than any other service. I did the same analysis for debt collection and found that the average of timely responses was lowest out of the other services, meaning that there is the biggest ratio of non-timely responses compared to the other variables. So in conclusion, once again, the research question investigated the relationship between response timeliness with the product and method of complaint submission during the years 2012 to 2014. From the model, we saw that there was most likely no relationship and that the response time will remain relatively constant for all products and submission methods. Thank you for watching.